can give me. Testing. All right, everyone. Welcome to the fifth game of the main event in WESPAC 2025. We have on our screens Cohen Lowry from the United States going against Woko Timi. In her first move, she played Imam, and we are seeing a reply of FIRN, Fern, from Timi Woko. Okay, we see Lowry has PIIRGS blank, and I'm sure she's going to, put down a bingo pretty soon. She has, very simple options such as aspiring down the A of Imam. But I'm sure she's, looking through the board, making sure she's not missing a four-timer pluralizing ferns. All right, we see her putting down aspiring for 83 solid points as our second move in this game. For anyone just joining, this is the fourth game of the World Scrabble Championships happening in Accra, Ghana. Lorion All right, everyone, welcome back. This is the fifth game in the main event of the WESPAC 2025 happening live right here in Accra. Now we have Cohen Lowry going against Timmy Woko. We've had a lot of interesting moves. Lowry started with Imam, and Timmy replied with FIRN, and we saw the first bingo of this game come down, aspiring, scoring 83 points for Lowry. And a bingo was in fact missed by Woko Timmy. He had Aurelion through the eye in aspiring, but unfortunately he was able to spot that and he went for POLL. Now we have Laurie playing DOX scoring 41 and a reply of JOE scoring 25 from Okotimi. Currently, the scores are Laurie's 140 to Woko's 40. So now it's worth mentioning that Laurie has been on a roll since the start of this tournament. In her first game, she beat the Nigerian captain and the person of Doko Oluwatimileyin, and ever since she has stopped players such as John Stone from Nigeria, sorry, Ayedu John from Nigeria, commonly called John Stone, and Oyende Allen from Kenya.
All
She
right.
also
Sorry for
knocks
the
down a
break
Ghanaian in the
in
person of Kojo
transmission.
and has been on 4 wins, 0 losses ever since. Right now, she's playing Woko Timi and she's off to an incredible start.
For length is the move she just made
Joining me
now.
on the
Keeping AR.
stream is Lasaki Coinsola. Hello, Lasaki. Are you following the game?
And Timmy immediately plays Nazir for 33.
All right. In the absence of Coinsola, we see. All right, we're saying Nazir come down for Woko for 33 points. Right now, it's Laurie to play, and she has a rack of AACDRET. This looks very, bingo promising, and I'm sure she's looking through the board, making sure she's not missing anything. Our top choices right now would be to, stay patient, probably play AD beneath Nazir, scoring 17 points. What do you suggest here, Koinsola? All right, we see opt for ECAD. I guess you're just trying to score as much points as you can and just move on. And there's still a bunch of E's to be picked, so you don't need to watch the E right now or want to like balance your tiles. ECAD scores pretty decently, but that is going to give Timmy
All
a
right.
reply
Sorry
or
for the
unbanned
break in transmission.
to
We are
deem
having
just
some technical
exposed, and we
issues.
see him
All right.
replying
And we
with
have
that move.
Laurie Cohen facing off against Timmy Walker on stream right now. If you're just joining us, this is the World English Scrabble Players Association Championship happening live in Ghana. This is round five of the main event. Okay, current scores: Laurie 187, Timmy 75 points. And we see a bingo come down on band, 83 points.
All right, we sincerely apologize for the break in transmission here. We have a lot of technical difficulties, and I'm sure as soon as this game ends, we'll fine tune things. For anyone still watching, I promise you we're going to do our best to give you the best commentary for the World Scrabble Championships happening here. All right, so we stopped at Woko Timi playing on band, and we saw QIS come down for Laurie. Right now is going for KOTO, scoring 27 points. We see Timmy with a rack of UWHRAYA, and he has rightfully spotted YAW scoring 37. That is a very dangerous move. He could have opted for AWAY, the same sport, leaving a lot more conditions for Laurie if she wants to overlap that move. But with the move of United, that makes it a lot easier to go crashing on the triple lane spot right now. All right, we see Laurie has Hourage, and she has arranged Roughae open for a G, which thankfully is sitting pretty beneath or below the board right now. All right, she's played Roughage for a sizable 66 points. All right, in this game, we've seen Laurie come swinging with aspiring at the start, and after a couple of plays, Boko was able to reply with unbanned. And with Roughage just played by Laurie, things are evening out, and I'm sure we'll be seeing an exciting game. Right now, Timmy has WHARUNP. His choices are pretty tricky right now, and a pretty obvious choice would be PAWN at top, Roughage scoring 29. That would hook ARWO and NU. But something really interesting he could play for 29.2 is inserting the H in between the geminate arms, forming MHO and RUSH. So the two tiles will be playing are the U and the H, forming Rush, MU, and MHO for 29. Even PRAWN, which he can still come back and play the pawn atop the rough edge. But we see him simply opt for HAW, leaving NURP. That scores 27 points and is. Okay, we see change his mind and is played PUH instead, which I think is very reasonable because it's preferable to keep an A instead of the U. Back to Laurie, she has DEEITE, five vowels and two consonants. I'm sure she's going to navigate her way pretty easily out of this. She's cited TEE, looking THO, and back to Wokotimi was UNBARRE. All right, he has Urbana or Bana available for him, but that doesn't play currently on this board, and he's going for you, Okin, CAW, and OYE. The movie made a time ago, and right now is yielding the dividends from that move, scoring really, really well. All right, it's back to Larry now. Still the same dilemma. She has five vowels and D and S as the only consonant she has. I'm sure she's looking yet again to, play out the vowels she has on the board, retain really good styles, and hoping to bingo next turn. There is still the POLL can be hooked with S, and that's a spot for a straight seven right now on the board. Also, with the newly opened B and R, those are, floaters for bingos right after she's able to work our way out of this really clunky rack. All right, you see I play IDEE next to Joe. This book does exactly everything she wants. It leaves IES, it plays out three vowels, and with the options available on the board, I'm sure with the right tile, she can come back with a bingo. All right, we see Timmy wasting no time playing Vive, one of his top choices right now, scoring 30 points. Ari has grown into AIEEOSY for the third time in a row. She continues to battle with vowels on her rack. The only consonant she has is the SY. I know in some cases the Y behaves like a consonant and a vowel, so the Y doesn't really go so well with the set of styles she has right now. I'm sure she'll be wishing to play words like AIYEE, but I'm not saying an obvious spot for it on this board. It's worth noting that POLL takes Y, but right now there isn't much you can do with that. All right, one of the options she could play is OYE to the left hand side of on band, hooking OBYA and EN, retaining AI, AS, but I'm guessing she's a bit frustrated by the fact that she has to, yet again play out just three tiles, and who knows, she might still draw into more viral trouble later on. But still, the game is what it is. You can just play your best move as at that point and hope for the best. We saw her struggle to through the Barrels playing TEE 2 months ago and IDEA in her last move. Right now, she has to settle for moves such as OYE scoring 2021, still leaving AIES, which is not the best of moves. But who knows, she might be considering more stellar plays or a sneaky play that we aren't seeing currently. So I'm curious to see what she goes with on this trend. All right, she deviates from playing OYE and goes for AYE. I think that is very good recognition of what is in the bag because right now, from a POV, there are two A's on scene and two O's on scene. So playing out an A right now, if she does pick an additional A, then maybe she can still, with the storm. All right, back to Woko Timmy. We have Cragons, and we see that he has spotted a wonderful bingo of Garcons. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, which plays for 79 points. Oof, this must feel a bit, devastating for Larry because from her last three moves, you would have assumed she would be inching closer and closer to a bingo. But unfortunately, Wokotimi beats her to it and plays the bingo. Garcons taking him to 4-5 to Larry's 3-3-4. Now she trails by 91 points, which is pretty tough. Squeezing out a win after that move might be, very difficult. And with that move, the tiles are in fact um, over, and Wokotimi has DILTT, the last six tiles left in the bag, and right now there are no chances for Larry to come back into the game. I'm hoping this isn't because she's on stream and we've jinxed our winning streak because, as I mentioned earlier, she had beaten top players from all over the world in the person of the captain of the Nigerian team, Timileyin Dopo, in her first game, and even went on to beat other great players like Aido John from Nigeria, Oyinde Alan from Kenya, and Kojo from Ghana Unfortunately, her first game on strain, she's witnessing a bit of trouble right now, and she's most likely going to lose this game to the Nigerian player Woko Timi. And an interesting thing about Timi is he only he was only able to feature in this event from being in the top nine in the last chance qualifiers that held yesterday. In fact, did not meet the quota to represent Nigeria, considering the fact that I'm sure the country has a lot of players to represent them, and he was unable to meet that quota. But winning the top nine positions in the last chance qualifier yesterday secured him a spot to play in the main event, and we can see he's doing fantastically well. His first four games, and this is going to be his fifth game that he's winning today. There are still three more games to go, and I'm sure there will be a lot of fireworks still yet to come. Right now, you see Laurie still, accessing the board, making sure she's not missing a bingo. But with those set of tiles, I think she can easily deduce that there are no bingos to the B or to the R ways, and Saltori can't fit currently, and the V's can't give her any bingo right now. So she probably just wants to play the best ending sequence, and that would be to play SAI next to OYES and TAWA, scoring 19 points. I think in this game, the GARCONS really came in clutch on time for um, Otimi, because I feel in just one more turn, if Laurie had one more turn to balance the styles, she might have drawn it to the B, to the B to the R. Garcons came down very quickly, and it just simply sealed the win for Wokotimi in this round. Regardless, I think we've seen a fantastic one from Cohen Lowry and Wokotimi, two players who had not dropped a game until this point, and now Wokotimi would surge further into the lead after he wins this game. All right, with results just coming in, I can confirm that Wei Tool from Singapore is currently leading the standings. There are still many more results to come in, and after Timmy wins this game, it's also going to be on 5 wins and will place ahead of Wei Tool on the standings right now. We're also seeing top players in the standings such as Adam Logan and Victor Godwin from Nigeria, Daniel from USA. It's interesting to see that players like Michael Richards are nowhere to be seen in the top 10 right now. But I mean, there are still a lot more games to go, 27 more games. And I assure you a lot can happen within the next few days. So make sure you're always staying tuned to watch fantastic plays from players all over the world competing right here. All right, we see Laurie eventually make a move of OES, looking OYES, BO, and RA. She has recognized that there isn't much you can do on this turn. Just score your point, leave of AITU. It should finish in certain spots on the board. All right, right now, Timmy's moves would be moves like LUD to next to Gacrons from AGU and AD. Right now, Lowry would have AITU, GU to finish, but after LUD, he's most likely going to have one more chance to finish the game with ITT. And one interesting thing to note is we still see 14 minutes left on Timmy's clock. This is, a proof that indeed one of the fastest players in the world comes from Nigeria. Most of Nigerian players are super fast, and I can't say what exact reason that is, but it's something always interesting to see on stream where Nigerian players are playing their moves really quickly and seeing their top scoring choices. All right, so the sequence for Timmy here is to block the outplay of Lowry, which would be AITU and GU, and simply play a word like LUD forming GU and AD. His leave of TIT would be able to finish in that spot later on, or through the eye of Vive playing TT. Unfortunately, AITU would be able to play on this board after the move of LUD, and would see maybe Lowry settle for LIT after that turn or TUI or something. All right, we see Wokotimi taking his time. I mean, the 30 minutes is all his to have. Yeah, there is no rush. Once again, every point matters in a field of 126 players. Every point you can scrape off from every game matters because in the end, you might find yourself on the same wins with another player, but the difference in your placement would be how much spread you've garnered all over the games in the tournament. So him squeezing out as much points from this game, analyzing the end game, hoping to play the best move is very important. All right, we can see him still taking his time. I'm sure he has tracked and seen that she has AITU to finish out next to GU. And he's just making sure he plays something that blocks that outplay at the same time allows him to finish next turn. All right, we see him arrange UD, which we all know is invalid ball. He probably wants to add an L to that, forming LUD. All right, he changes his mind and goes for DUIT next to the G and A in Galcons, hooking GI and AT, leaving TL. I'm sure you have spotted that he can finish next to the I in Vibe with LIT there, or maybe GILT from his last play. But the thing about this move, it gives Laurie the outplay of audits, which was a slight blunder on his part. A move of LUD to the right hand side there would have, squeezed out the most points for this game. But now with audits, she can, finish, and the LT would be, added onto Lowry's scores. Still, Timmy wins this game pretty comfortably with Timmy on 440 to Lowry's 368. Lowry finding her first loss in this tournament after an incredible run. But props to Timmy for squeezing out the win in this game. Galcons really came in clutch during the latter part of this game. All right, we see both players just dotting their I's and crossing their T's, making sure the scores are correct, and make sure you stay tuned. There are still three more games to go for today, and I promise you there's going to be a lot of action. I can't even begin to tell you the amazing games we've had on stream, right from Olaigbe came beating Lukman in the end game, and we had Izenori George from Nigeria sneaking a win from Ricky from Singapore in a game that seemed like all hope was lost. We've also had Woko Timi on stream, winning against Pervez Tariq from Pakistan. And in the last game before this, we had what has to be the most incredible end game play I've seen on stream today from Russell from Australia and Akshay from UAE. If you've missed any of the games, don't worry, you can always go back and watch them. But if you still want to see a lot more live games happening right now, make sure you stay tuned. Game 6 would be up on your screens right after this.
Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the
Hello.
All right, welcome to game six of the World Scrabble Championship in Accra, Ghana. Here we have two of the best players from Nigeria, George Ezinore going against Godwin Victor. So right here with me, I have Emily joining me in the community booth. So what do you think about this matchup?
Hmm. I'm pretty excited about this one. I mean, it's always very memorable to see two Nigerians playing. It's always very interesting. So I look out for this one.
Yes, indeed. And one thing you guys should note is there is going to be very speedy plays from both players. So make sure you're glued to your screen and ready to catch the action live right here, right now in Accra, Ghana. And if you're in the stream, in Nigerian, or you're just rooting for any of these players, leave a comment for them and cheer them on in the comments. All right, we see the handshake and we are set to go. So we see Maunest for George Isnori.
All right, I think we might be seeing a bingo come through.
Yes, indeed. He has Dustman available for him on his first turn. You can see he's wasting no time. He has cited the bingo and rightfully arranging it down on the board. This move scores 76 points, and I'm sure he's pretty excited to start off this game with a bingo.
I must say, I like how fast Nigerians are able to spot their word quickly and they always go for it.
Yes, indeed. Now we have Godwin Victor. It's Beifsew. He has an S of his own, and I'm guessing after maybe a balanced just maybe a tweet-out play of FEW somewhere, which is exactly what he's doing, leaving BIES. He's set to maybe bingo next on with the floaters on the board. However, he did have newbies available for him down the N in Dustman for 40. But I'm guessing is playing the long game and staying patient, hoping for a bingo next turn.
All right, I see Judge has picked like the biggies and he's wasting no time in
Oof.
cashing in very
The
huge
Z
points.
bomb comes down. I'm sure Godwin Victor must have thought about that while he was playing his FEW move, but the game was too early to be scared of
Exactly.
too many, threats, and he just had to play it regardless. We see the luck shining on George Zinore with ZE coming down for 68 points,
Ooh.
76 points in his first move, 68 points in his next move. And I'm sure we are going to see a bingo right now from Godwin Victor. I promised you this was going to be an interesting matchup, and we see the players delivering just that.
Okay, so through the T of Dustman, he can play BGS. I think that's the only available bingo for Victor. So BGS for 72 for 72 points. What do you think about that, Excel?
Yes, all he has to do is when you think of the color beige, there are a lot of, in fact, all the colors can be IERIEST. So beigest would definitely come down. You can see he has arranged that on his tiles, just making sure he's not missing any other bingo, let's say to the D or anything. And as soon as he's, done assessing, I believe beigest is going to come down on this board. And one thing I even like about this move is it's going to throw the board open. I
Okay.
can assure you so much is going to happen with the ease float right next to the triple letter score after that move. Things are going to get interesting. And the B is open for maybe a triple triple or just a triple word score. There is so much open right after this move, and I feel like these two players are just going to go head to head, band for band, right here in this game.
Exactly. So I think he's still taking his time on this one. You don't think he's worried about the triple lane that is about to be exposed with this move?
Well, I'm guessing it could be, having some doubts about the word. It's not as easy to, just spot and cash in immediately. It's making sure he's doing his due diligence. And one thing they might be considering is there is Beigest, Beigest, which I'm sure he knows. So maybe he's wondering if Beigest is the only valid word from Beijing, and maybe Beigest is invalid. But I'm sure when he remembers that, there's yellowy, there's whitey, and all that. So beige can also play to Beigest, not just beige, beiger, Beigest. And as soon as he recognizes that pattern, I'm sure he's going to feel confident locking in that move.
All right. I greet you in the chat. I see Robert. Hello. So you're all welcome to join and enjoy the stream. Also, make sure you share with your friends and family and stay tuned.
Yes, indeed. We are seeing Godwin Victor taking his time, but eventually he's going for the move. Fine, there might be a hint of doubt, but I'm sure he has, really thought it through and is positive that this word has to be valid. Right now, George is on 144, and after this move, Godwin is going to be on 96. Yes, George still has a lead in this game, but anything can happen. There are still two blanks on scene, and a lot more tiles left to be played.
I definitely think George would be scoring pretty well in the next round, considering his rats and what he's having right now.
Yes, the B allows him to play words like hijab for 51 points. And the best thing about this move is his leave. LUX on an open board can do a lot of damage. In fact, all he needs is an A draw after hijab, and he can play AXE for over 50 points around that spot. So things are really looking up for George right now. But that's not to say Godwin cannot come back and do a lot of damage on his turn. We can even see he has found the blank. I told you guys this is going to be an incredible matchup. If you're here watching, make sure you share the link to your friends and tell them that right now George and Godwin Victor are going band for band right here in the World Scrabble Championships in Accra, Ghana.
Ooh, I'm pretty pumped for this one, I must say. I look forward.
Yes, indeed. You can see George is weighing his options. He would have seen hijab, just wondering if he should place X first for HEX above Dustman, which scores 45, leaving JAUL. But I'm sure he's going to see that there is no need to rush the X move. The X would always have an opportunity to score on this board. So a move like hijab, scoring 51, leaving LUX has to be the play here. But we see him taking his time. Yes, I did say Nigerian players are really fast, but that's not to say they're not going to take their time when necessary.
Also, through the right side of the board from the B, he could play BEAU hex for 45 points, leaving HGL. What do you think about that move, Excel?
I think it's also worth considering leaving HJL. The only downturn to it is you're not retaining any vowel. So we see Jalab come down instead of hijab. I mean, HUX is still a really solid leave. And one interesting thing I think about this is even without the X in this turn, he's setting up his H from the E in Beigest. He could play HE through to the double word score there and really score exceedingly well. So leaving the H and the X just assures that he's definitely going to score a boatload of points next turn.
All right, we might be seeing another bingo here, Excel. So through the M of Dustman, with what Victor is having, he could play Masonry for 82 points.
Oof.
That is very interesting. And
Yes.
an interesting other option would be to overlap Jalap to play Pyronos, if I'm correct, for 81 points.
Yes, indeed. Pyranos would be an incredible find there if he sees that. And as you said, he has masonry, which I believe he knows. And as soon as he spots it, he's going to play that down the board. The only thing to worry about is in his previous move, he exposed the B for a triple triple, and now he's going to expose the Y for another triple triple. So is he going to get overly lucky and say, "Oh, my opponent probably won't have that great a reply," or is going to play it safe and opt for Pyranos, which keeps things really tight?
I think you might be worried about that. Considering he played Beges and Izinore was able to play Jalab for about 42 points. So you might be worried about giving a lot back to his opponent. So if he's able to spot Pyranos, I think that would be a great option instead.
Yes, indeed. The thing is with this move is right now there are so many floaters on the board that he needs to calm down and check each and every one of them. First up, he's thinking if there are straight sevens, he could just play on the board, maybe hooking JO or something. And there's also the Dean Dustman thinking he could play down there. There's the M, the U, the S. There's just so many floaters, and he has to take his time looking through which one is going to score best. But right now, Masonry would be the highest scoring option for 82 because the Y gets to sit on the double letter score, and the whole word played would be multiplied by two. So as soon as he spots that, I think he's going to play. But right now, you can see him taking his time. So many filters on the board to consider.
All right. So currently the scores are 186 for George and 96 for Victor.
Meanwhile, we'll see Victor with UTCHVLX. I know he was hoping to, pick an additional a vowel, yes, either an A, an
Possibly,
O, or
yeah.
something. But even with this CH draw, goes really well together. And with a couple of vowels still available to play through on the board, I'm sure he will do just fine on his next turn. All right, we'll see Godwin Victor setting up crayons, but I'm not saying a spot for that currently. I'm sure he knows there are bingos available, but the funny thing with this move is there really isn't a lot of bingos, to play. The only two bingos are masonry and pyranos. So as promising as the rack looks, he still needs to take his time and make sure he eliminates all the options. The G looks very enticing, maybe an ing or an NGY word or something, but right now he just needs to extend his find, look deeply into the board and realize that pyranos and masonry are the only bingos available for him on this turn.
So he spent about 3 minutes on this move and it's really taking his time.
At this point, it almost feels like a setup right after I'd said that Nigerian players are really fast, and the two players I know who play really fast in their local tournaments in Nigeria right here on stream are taking their time. So I promise I wasn't calling, a wrong shot or something. It just this game obviously has to, take a lot of patience for these players to make sure they eke out a win right now. All right, we see Victor still shuffling his tiles. The tiles he has currently are actually pretty flexible. And as I said, the D I'm sure must look really tempting. But left to me, I think I would be so fixated on that G because a part of me feels like the combinations with the G would, have to yield something. By the end of the day, M is the only float on this board he could play. So
Yeah, definitely. But I must say, hem is quite obscure where it's at. You'd probably be looking through the IGIE that from the BGS. Looking at
yes,
the M from Dustman might not be a very obvious option.
very good observation there. But one thing to note about the bingos that Godwin has had to play for non-scrabblers watching in the stream, you might feel, oh, masonry is a very easy word to find. It doesn't it just mean maybe what this stone mesas or something, or yeah. So you might think masonry is very easy to find, but I promise you, when you're on the hot seat playing in the World Championships. I know you're on the live stream, and the world is watching you. It might be very difficult citing certain plays. I'm sure if it were to be like major art that we saw in the last move, we would have seen Godwin Victor play that immediately. But Sometimes these words could evade you, and we see him going for Yearn, scoring 45, leaving OS blank. Very, it's understandable if you don't see your bingo, you might as well score 45 solid points.
And it's leaving a good leave to OS blank. So
True.
not bad.
All right, we are finally seeing speedy plays from George Izinore coming down with MUTCH scoring for 24 points, leaving LVX. I'm sure he has his eyes set on that U in Dustman, hoping to pick maybe an E, come back with VXEDXU or something there. So I'm sure he knows what he's doing. MUTCH scoring 24, leaving VLX seems really solid to me. Back to Godwin Victor. Up the top of my head, I can see what like foodies, and I'm sure he's definitely going to bingo on this next turn. Once again, if you're in the chat, you're a Nigerian, or you're watching from anywhere in the world, you could say hi, tell us where you're watching from. I'm going to engage you. And if you have any questions about the tournament, I'm right here to answer them. In the last stream, we saw Cohen Lowry from USA going against Timmy Woko from Nigeria. If you missed that, I promise you, it was an amazing game. We saw Quinn Larry, start really well, but Timmy Woko came with a bingo of Garcons to steal that win. And I'm sure this game is going to offer so much more, as we've already seen Dustman come on the first move, Bayjest come next, and now we're definitely going to see a bingo from Godwin Victor.
Okay, so I think you have spotted foodies
Yes,
for
indeed.
71 points.
We'll have some confirmation if it's circling the E on the blank designator. But as soon as that is confirmed, it's going to be 72 points, and the scores are going to be Godwin's 212 to George's 210, just a 2 point difference. I told you this game is going to be really, really close, and even if not close, it's going to be super interesting. Well as at that point, except the U would have given him things like Vox, Vex, or Vax to play atop DU in Dustman, but he still has a couple of options on this turn, I believe.
Yeah, I think you could dump four consonants by playing clump through the O of foodies for 22 points, leaving RVX. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty standard. An opportunity to play out four consonants is something you can't pass by. But
I think we're
he,
saying comp.
yes, he misses that, plays COMP instead, leaving LVRX. I mean, it still plays out three of his consonants. So, um, as long as he picks, pretty good tiles, he's still good to go.
All right, so it's back to Victor with a rack of ENIAVIO.
All right, with the C floating in March, he could play invoice. It is not a bingo fine, but still playing out six tiles right now with the X on scene from his point of view, the Q on scene, and one blank on scene. I'm sure he'd want to play out as much tiles as he can on this turn. And invoice scores 24 points, leaving the A. It seems pretty solid to me. Let's see what he comes up with on this turn.
Okay, hello, Theo from Makodi. I see you in the chat. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, indeed. If you're just joining us, this is the sixth game of today in the World Scrabble Championship happening in Accra, Ghana. On your screen, George Izinore is going against Godwin Victor, both fellow countrymen. But I assure you, they are going head to head right now, unconcerned if they are from the same country or from the states, from the same region. They are here playing their best, and right now it is Godwin Victor's turn to play from a rack of AVOINEI. You can see him taking his time. This is, surprising for me. I know Victor to be a really fast player, but I can't blame him for taking his time in this tournament. There are no extra points for the fastest player, so We see him come down with voice through the C in
Voice.
comp.
Okay, so it's cashing in voice for 22 points, leaving AIN. All right, Powell from Kenya, I see you. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, we've seen Powell actually follow the stream
Yeah, it's
quite
been really
consistently. So
consistent.
thank you so much for the support. All right, back to Izunori now. In his last move, he played comp, and that setup, was like compo or comped or comps. But right now, there is no need to even go to that region. He has VOX on top of the board, right below the JE in JLab, scoring very, very well in 39 points. Fine, he leaves PRRL, but to pass up 39 points is something he wouldn't want to do right now. So back to Godwin Victor,
Triple
ANIRIIN.
highs.
Yes, he left ANI in his last move and now picking, two additional eyes. So that must be a bit,
Okay, we might be seeing Rajini on the stream.
yes, indeed. This cleans up his styles very beautifully,
Yeah.
leaving I and this scores 14 points.
All right, so it's back to Ezinori George. He has a rack of PRRA.
SLL. You can see duplicated R's and duplicated L's, but I'm sure he's going to, figure out a way out of this rack. I'm sure he's happy to see the S anyway, and there are still. That is in fact the last S of this game. So
Wow.
I would like to see if he holds on to it or he cashes it in right now as he arranges it. Paul's PALLS and CUMPS
I
for
think he's
31 points.
going in with the last S for Pauls for 31.
True, true. I see no reason to, worship the S as at this point of the game. Go for your 31 since there are no outrightly better options. Back to Victor, AUOTING. Autoing is the seven-letter word he has, but no spot for it on this board.
Wow, that must be really painful.
True. If you recall, just a few moves before, the board was wide open. We had
Open.
floaters in Beges, and even when Foodies was played, new floaters were introduced. But with the last move of Pauls, Vox, and Rajini, gradually this board is getting a bit choked up. And even with MUTCH that was played a few moves before, there is no back hook to that. So
I think George is doing a great job in closing the board. You know, he played voice, he played Vox, now he played pause, making sure there wouldn't be any surprises from hooking the S, maybe with the blank, since he had the last S. So he's doing a great job at that.
exactly. He has a sizable lead. A bingo from Victor would catch up to Ezinore right now, but it would be a bit difficult considering the fact that the V blocks the top corner of the board. And what like much that was played from Ezinore doesn't take any back hook. And with pause now, the compo or the comp hook is unavailable.
All right, so Victor is going with the top choice of Goa, 33 points, leaving INTU.
Yeah, so usually would see a lot of players, especially myself, I admit, keeping ing because we are so fixated on playing and ing words because they are so easy to find. But we can see Victor could care less, is going for his highest scoring option, leaving UINT, and in fact, this move hooking AR gives him a lot of options, for a seven-letter bingo ending with maybe ART
Exactly.
or ARE. That lane is just so juicy to play out right now.
I'm sure George might be a bit worried about that, considering there's still a bingo left in the bag. So back to George, he has a rack of Q high, triple R, and OY. Now, what would you play here? So,
I mean, first, I'm not happy to see three R's. We've been saying George have two L's, two R's, and now three R's is just a really big drawback, especially with the Q. And from his perspective, there are still 2 years left. So I'm curious to see if he would hold on to the Q for one more turn, hoping to pick the U, and maybe go for something like pyro down the pin, pause. That leaves QIRR, which you might not be so happy about, but still it scores pretty well. You extend your lead a bit further. And the thing is, the moment is in a maybe exchanges or in plays a really low scoring point. Before you know it, Victor would be able to, catch up. Right now, the scores are 300 for George to Godwin's 281. So he really needs to keep scoring to make sure he maintains a 50-point lead or more.
Okay, but I see Judge setting aside the QI. Do you think he is going for that instead?
Yeah, the QI plays above the D in Dustman hooking IDE. That scores 24 points, leaving ORRRY. My
Wow.
main. I think it's a pretty tough decision. Islam was like Pyro still available for you next turn, but are you so sure the spot would still be open? And then there is still the A in Pulse for was like ROARY next turn. But once again, what are the chances these options will still be open after that move? And now we see Godwin Victor going to the spot where the PE is playing Punk for 30 points, leaving EITT.
Interestingly, I see Judge with the second bingo of the game. With the second blank. Pardon.
Yes, it's the Rory move that was available in the previous turn now scores a whole lot higher for George after Victor played Punk.
All right, and that has been committed for 32 points. Now it's back to Victor with a rack of BITTGEA. Okay, looking at the board and the styles, I'm not exactly sure of a move I'll play that I'll probably score above 30, considering I'm trailing and the gap between both is about 30 thereabout. So I think an option I'm seeing might be to sit the B on the triple letter from the BGS and maybe play BIS. The same spot you could also play BAS since there's still about two A's left in the bag. So what would you probably do here?
Well, I'm very worried about having the duplicated T's where we can see him navigate his way around and say, I'm going to play bring, and I'm not so bothered about the duplicated tile. So bring comes down on the top right corner of the board for 16 points, leaving ATTE. I'm sure he's still looking at the AR in Ragini, hoping to play a seven-letter bingo there, maybe ending with E or ending with T.
Okay, an interesting one we might be seeing come through is a bingo from George. So we might be seeing Harid from the R of Rajini.
Yes, he has ARREEDE, and oh my God, he's wasting no time plunking this down. If this were my turn, I would waste God knows how much time racking, looking for a bingo board. What else would you expect from a top player like George Zinore, quickly spotting fact he does so. This is a valid word, scoring 65 and taking him to 421 to Godwin's 327.
This is very impressive from Judge.
Yes, indeed it is. If you add the D, it might be easy to actually see the bingo. But the fact that the D is the blank tile makes it a whole lot harder. I would
Exactly.
still be stuck, doing my A's to Z, thinking, what
Mm-hmm.
does this play to B, to C, to D? And I'm sure as soon as I'm done, I'll probably just give up and say, oh, there's no bingo here and play AE somewhere or RE somewhere. But we can see this is the World Championships, and we are seeing top plays from top players such as George Ezinore.
Exactly. So back to Victor. He has a rack of, he has 40s. Wow. IAE.
Oof, this must be very devastating. I'm sure he was wishing he played off the tees in the last move, but it's Scrabble. You can't, predict so much how the tiles are going to sway.
Okay, so right above the read from, okay, I see him coming through with something similar. It's playing tight for 16 points, but playing teats at the same spots will earn him two more marks for 18 points. So I see he's taking that off.
The thing is, he needs to make up his mind if he wants to still, like balance for a bingo, maybe make a set something. The moment he plays a move like Teed, then there really isn't anywhere else in the board to like play bingo. Maybe he's banking on the C in March, and in some really rare cases, maybe through the H in March to play a bingo. But I think at this point, a the game is seeming a bit unreachable. There's 100 point difference thereabout, and we see him go with TITE with a leave of ATT.
And that has been committed. So now it's back to judge with the rack of ODHNEEA.
The first thing you need to recognize is there are two tiles left in the back. Okay. Godwin Victor hasn't actually committed the
Okay.
move yet. My thinking a bit would get confirmation, and that's what he does. Yes, he has punched the clock. TIT is the move. All right, now to Izinori George. To his 2,000 left on the back from his POV, there is ADLNOUTTW left in the back, and I'm sure he's feeling pretty confident that a bingo probably can land on this board. Maybe in some universe there is a bingo ending with land or something, or maybe an out something bingo, but I think when he does his analysis and with the shape of the board, it's very unlikely that there are any out bingo threats right now.
All right. So I think Judge would be able to score decently, yeah. So through the T from the just open triple lane of tights, he could play it for 30 points. Other options might be to play owned just right below her rate for 36 points. But considering we are approaching the end game, you might want to be very aware of what is leaving and playing EH at the same spot with the H sitting on the triple letter 28 points, leaving ADENO is not a bad choice.
Yes, indeed. The thing is, with a move of EH there, ANODE goes really well with the C still floating on the board. And in fact, it would be the one threatening certain out bingos after that. But we're seeing going for AMHO, slightly obstructing the C, but a bingo can still fit there. But I'm guessing he's just going for his highest score at that point,
Yeah.
scoring 33 points.
Okay, back to Victor. He has a rack of DTANTOW. Okay, through that same spot from tight, he could play Tato for 27 points, but I think he's choosing to play own instead. Okay, down. We see down coming through for 19 points. All right, back to judge. We have DNAEEUL.
All right, now the game is drawing to a close. He just needs to play the longest word he can find to the C, which is exactly what he's doing. Unlaced, coming down for George Ezinori. What an incredible matchup it has been. We saw George came in swinging right from the first move, playing Dustman, coming back with ZE scoring 68. But Godwin Victor put up a really good fight, with Bejest in that turn scoring 72. Foodies came later, scoring 71. But gradually, the lead came in George's favor, and he was able to find really amazing plays up until Reed came to officially secure the win. And right from that turn, it was nearly impossible for Godwin Victor to make a comeback into this game.
Exactly. I must say it's been very interesting and impressive watching George on the street. I think in his last game he played Lunations.
Yes, indeed, he did.
Yeah, was able to hook LUNAT to the IONS. He's quite fast, and he sees his words and he goes for it. And I'm quite impressed with that. So with this, that's a wrap for round 6. And once again, George wins this round with a total score of 474 and Victor 376. So we have 2 more rounds to go. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back on your screen. Thank you very much.
Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hurts from far away. city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hearts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright. Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat. Can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hurts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat, can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat, can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hurts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat, can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba, Akwaaba, to the golden coast. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, WESPAC is the host. Oh, Akwaaba, Akwaaba, the drums are talking now. Akwaaba, Akwaaba, let's take a final bow. 7 tiles, 1,000 words, the cleverest minds, the happiest hurts from far away. Sun is up, the city's bright, Accra calling day and night. We've got the letters, we've got the score, knocking right upon your door. Hear the rhythm, feel the heat, can you handle this massive beat? Akwaaba.
Test mic. Testing mic.
Hello. Hello.
Please, can you take a picture of this? Please.
Hello.
All right. Hi, Kamitola. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you very much.
Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Game 7 of the main event of WESPAC 2025. Here on your screen, we have Jafrit from Thailand going against Tachi Charles from Ghana. In his first move, Jafrit had WEMBCNX and rightfully opted to play WEMB, scoring 22 points. We saw a funny from Taji Charles playing FECULATE down to the E in Wemb. Bullet was rightfully challenged off, and now it's back to Jack Reed. Okay, what are you reason for in this game? Do you have any info about these players or any gut feeling about who is going to win this particular matchup? All right, we see Jackrix is PRINCTX, and we seeing him play PREX, scoring 13 points. Because Jackrix touches zero. Now, Tachi has the same tiles as he began with the FECULAT, and we'll see how it navigates this. So back to playing, perhaps you didn't hear the question I asked. I was saying, Do you have any to win the matchup, or or you have like any background info on this players you'd like to share with us?
Um, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to have favorites or if I'm allowed to pick a favorite, but I've watched Tachi's games. I've watched a number of his games, and I can say that he's an absolutely brilliant player. So yes, I think I'm rooting for him.
All right. We've in fact seen Tachi Charles play a lot of tournaments in Nigeria, and if I recall, last year he won the Lekki Scrabble tournament, and I know for sure he's a really strong player representing Ghana. I'm curious to see plays from Jacques from Thailand. I have to say I'm a bit unfamiliar, but let's see what both players have to offer in this matchup. We're currently having some technical issues, but I'm sure our team is on it, and as soon as possible, would have a very clear feed for you guys. All right, while we are waiting for the rest of the feed, we can see in the previous turn, Jacquid had FINCPMT. He had plays like PFFT available where he would just plunk down the F and the T, scoring 12 points, but he chose to swap the tiles and leave IN in the last move. Now, Tachi Charles has found the first valid bingo of the game. LACTEAN, I believe, is coming down lactin, forming FA and UN. This play is a bit scary. It exposes the triple triple and the A next to the triple letter score. It's worrisome, and we can see, in fact, Jacquard has the Z. I think one stellar move that Tachi missed in that turn was playing ACYLATE hooking Prexy. That would have scored 75 points, and it was a whole lot safer. Coin, do you think he perhaps did not see the Prexy hook, or just wanted to like really play it safe in that turn? All right, we apologize once more for the glitches we are experiencing. All right, back to Jack Reed. FELIZEEN is what he has, and with the way the board is, I'm sure you would be able to find some options for him. Fine with the Z, you would hope to score in the 60s, the 70s, but right now he has to make do with words like ZILL from the L in lactin, scoring 39 points, leaving EEFN, or you could go for ZEP, hooking the pin Prex for 34 points, leaving FLINE. And the thing is, with that leave and the A open, I think if that spot is untouched, he could come back and do some damage there. But playing ZILL keeps things really tight, and it keeps things safe. So I think would see ZILL come down on this turn. He could even delay playing the Z right now and opt for FAINE through the A in lactane, but that just leaves open a bunch of hooks for the feign, and the board is wide open. There's FAINER, there's FAINED, and FAINES. So even though that scores 32 points and it retains LEZ, I think it might be a bit too risky at the start of the game. Okay, interesting. We see Jackrate simply drop the Z, scoring 31, leaving FELINE. And with the move of BYRL from Tachi Charles, I'm sure he was aware of the Prexy hook, perhaps just didn't see that he had accolades in the previous turn. So we see BYRL scoring 28 points, leaving PRS on his rack. Pretty impressive considering he didn't have a vowel on that turn. And now it's back to Jackrate from Thailand with FELINE. All right, we can see he wants to play through the C in lactin for fleecy. This is in fact a word I'm unfamiliar with. I think that was an impressive spot by Jack Reed. Fleecy plays fleecier and fleeces. So we'll see if we'll be seeing a hook later on, hooking fleecier or fleeces in this game. Could also have played flexi through the X in Prexy. But I mean, Fleecy for 45 points is a very, very solid choice here, leaving the N on his rack. Back to Tachi Charles, we have CORPSYS. He sees another Y on his rack, two S's, and a vowel. I think he should be able to score considerably well on this turn. Remember, I said there's fleece here, and he could play prosy right now, hooking that word, scoring 49 solid points. Or where he's same arranging his styles just now, Poli in that spot too would score really well, but he has made up his mind to go for prosy, scoring exceedingly well on this turn. Very impressive spot from Tachi Charles, the Ghanaian.
Um, Prosy is actually a word I'm not familiar with. This is my first time seeing it. So, yes, I've learned that.
Yes, indeed, it is. It looks very strange to me too, and we learn every day. And back to Jack Reeds, he has INTENND triple N's. That must hurt. He only left one N on his rack in the last move, and he found two more N's to that. Do you see any options for Jack Reeds right now on the board?
Um, Maybe playing funny, FANNY, to get rid of two of the ends, keeping DINT. Scores 11, which is quite low, but that's what I can think of right now.
Yes, Fanny would have left the leave of TINED, which is pretty strong, but we see him going for as much as he gets, playing METT, scoring 26 points. Archie Charles wastes no time replying with OTIC on this turn. We can see he had um, two O's, two I's on that turn, and there wasn't much you could do. Otik scoring 23 seemed really solid, leaving OIS. And back to Jacques, we see GINNDAU. Even though he has the ING combination, an ING bingo would be really hard to get by in this game. Make sure you remember that there is lactane on the board. The blank is N, I believe, UN. So, and UN only hooks the S and the I. So, a bingo there would need to have I as the second letter or the first letter there. And you can see there's an I on Jack Reed's rack, so I'm sure he's looking in that spot. But right now, the bingo on this board will be a bit difficult without certain specific tiles to have. So what do you think Jackrates can do on this turn with the tiles they have? Would you, be fixated on leaving ing and playing off tiles somewhere else, or you're just going to go for as much points as you can?
Keeping the ing on this type of rack, on this type of board rather, is really not. It doesn't seem feasible to me, because like you said, getting or playing the word that ends with ing would be pretty tough, especially because the C is already placed here and that's blocking it. The F, whatever you're playing has to end in A or E. So yes, maybe mirroring through the M and R, M from WEM and R from BYLR. Yeah, scores 22 and keeps ADN.
Yeah, I especially like mirroring because Jackrates is trailing, so mirroring would expose more threats on the board, opening the N and the G as floaters. But we see him going for Odin instead, and I understand the thought process to this move, playing out as much tiles as you can and leaving the N and opening up a lane for a straight seven. So I understand why you would go for such move instead of something like mirroring down the M and the R on in the middle of the board. Back to Tachi, we have Jigohas. Currently, the scores are Tachi's 188 to Jackrate's 155. He has all the gunpowder, I must say, to really score some points here with the J and the S. I'm seeing options like Goji at top, F in Felicia scoring 33 points, leaving a very good leave of A and S. But you can keep things a bit more interesting playing through the D in Odin with the word Ajigo, leaving HS. But with him leading and having other options on the board, I doubt he'll be opening up a triple triple so easily for his opponent. So maybe Gajo or Goji at top, Felicia would be the move.
Yes, I
All
really
right, we
don't
see
think
him
he's going to be
arranging.
that careless.
Yes, indeed. That would be an unnecessary play, just exposing the O without like scoring so high a point. So Jigo might eventually okay. We see Haji come down instead, leaving GOS on his rack. I was worried there for a second if he was going to expose that O for the triple triple. I think this is a pretty standard play, leaving the GOS. I know a couple of players have a personal vendetta against the G and would want to play at all costs. But I'm guessing Charles has no issues with that and is ready for his next turn. Back to Accurate, we have UNROVEI, and we see him setting up on Rove, scoring 39 solid points. However, there is a sneaky 41 point play on this board. Do you spot the move, Coinsola?
41 points. Let's see.
Yes, it plays next to the last move Tachi Charles just played. Virion through the I in Odin. It overlaps the H, the A, the J, and the I from the
Byron.
last move, scoring 41. Yes, indeed. But we see on roof coming down for 39. Still pretty solid if you ask me. 39 points, leaving the I, going into the bag. There's still one blank left. A couple of biggies like the Q and two S's on sin. Back to Tachi Charles, we have Nosagar. I'm sure he has a gut feeling here that there is definitely a bingo. And for someone of Tachi Charles' strength, I wouldn't be surprised if he plunks down this bingo immediately.
True that. I really think he's going to find the bingo. I think he's going to spot it.
Yes, the only question is
I've never
where is it going
gotten
to place
used to.
this?
I think he has quite a number of options. You know, Under EF, the F from Felicia, or under Ajis, that scores 79, or under the LA, looking the LA, forming LAS. Yes, I think he has about three spots where he could play. One thing I've really not gotten used to is the fact that there are certain players that would spot their bingos even without touching their rack. Like, it still
True,
surprises me.
true.
It's very amusing.
Yeah, there's some of us who would be shuffling the tiles, looking at maybe ending with NGS or ANG and all that. But there are certain players who just leave the tiles and, rack their heads looking for the bingo. But unfortunately, we see Tachi Charles missing and Goras that would have played to Hajis or played to LAS or EFS on the board. I was expecting, some Tachi Charles to actually find this bingo ball. I mean, we are only human in the end, and it did find a really impressive play regardless of Ajitan with very interesting overlaps there. But I have a feeling Tachi Charles is eventually going to see the bingo it has. And one interesting thing about the phony that was played just now is agitans is in fact valid. Agitans is a straight S word, but unfortunately there is no Agitan. All right, back to Jack Reed. I see Root like coming down for him. A very impressive find. A lot of players, read prefixes and suffixes such as words ending with like, and I'm sure Jack Reed has, done such too, and that can has easily found his bingo of roots like scoring 84 points. And exactly as I predicted, now Tachi Charles finds his bingo of Angoras. I'm sure he must be beating himself up, thinking, oh, why didn't I just play it in the last move? What do you think, Coin?
Yes, I really do think so. You know, after playing that phony, maybe he decided to just take a second look at the rack and boom, he finds it.
Yes, yes, it can be really painful when you play the phony and then your opponent doesn't just score any point, he's scoring 84 points, and now you find the bingo you could have played in the previous turn. But still, the scores are Jack Reed's 278 to Tachi's 294. So there's still a lot of games to be played, and I'm sure we'll still see some interesting turns in this game. We see Jack Reed with QUAVEHD. I'm sure he's super excited to see that the Q came with the very lovely U that goes alongside that. Should I say forbidden letter to pick or so?
Yes, it's really very devastating because imagine if the U was another consonant, then it would have a tough time deciding on what to
Yeah,
play.
true, true. Because of that U draw, now he has plays such as quashed through the S in Angoras for 56 points. Without that U, I promise you would be, a big void in the stone, and the Q would have to play somewhere else for maybe very little points like the I in route like for 21. But with that U draw, you can play quashed, opening up the bottom of the board. But the thing is, 56 scores so well and plays out so many tiles that you're probably not too worried about the reply from that. You could keep it shorter if you want. You could just play Quash for 50. That still scores really well. And he could even keep his QU for one more turn, playing Harvard through the R in Angora, scoring 30 points. But I think we're going to see Quash come down as soon as Jack Reed is done, analyzing and figuring out what to play in this turn.
I really think so too, because there's really no reason why you should pass up 50, 56 points and score 30 just because she wants to hold on to the queue. And I really don't think there's any reason why you should do that. I think it
Yes,
might decide not to play quashed, and it might opt for quash instead.
yes, but the thing is, regardless if he plays quashed or quash, it is still going to give back the front hook squash or squashed. And from his POV, there are still two S's left and one blank on sin. So I think it's understandable why he's pausing and a bit worried about making that move. But 56 points, especially when you're trailing, you want to create as much worries for Charles if he doesn't have the S or the blank. So we see Quashed come down. He wants to give himself as much chance as possible to pick the blank left on the bag or any of the two S's, playing six tiles, leaving the V. And the beautiful thing about this move is if Charles has the S to hook, squashed, maybe to play a four-letter word play there, then at least Jack Reed can bank on the newly opened spot beneath the D in quashed to play a high scoring point of his own. All right, we see you, Powell, in the chat. Thank you once more for joining us in this game. Back to Tachi Charles. He has IDOTOES. We saw him miss Andora's the two previous turn, but eventually finding it eventually, and now he has OESTOID. I would have, said, oh, this is super easy for Tachi Charles to find. I'm a bit worried after the Angrass miss earlier if it would be seeing this word, most especially because the squashed lane is open and they move like DOSE there looks, solid and it scores a lot of points. But I think we should be seeing OS toy come down. As I said earlier, there are a lot of prefixes and suffixes that Scrabble players study to help them remember certain words. Root like was one of them. There are a lot of words ending with like, and I'm sure these players too have studied words ending with OID. I'm sure Charles, taking his time, would be able to spot that he has one of those words OSTEOID playing right now on this turn for 86 points. What do you think, Ointola?
Yes, I think he's going to spot it. I really think this game is going to be neck and neck till we get to the end game, because once he plays 86 points, I saw Jackie arranged visa the other time. Yes, it's arranged on his rack, following squashed as well. So yes, I really think he's going to find it. But if he doesn't, oof, it's going to be a sad miss to see.
Yes, I mean, I have a lot of faith in Tashi Charles, and as we see, he in fact spots the bingo. He was just tracking the tiles, making sure there were no things to worry about, especially the S to hook squashed. But I mean, he has to go for his bingo here, scoring 86 points, I believe.
Yes, wonderful stuff. Looks like there's a rare um strange word, because I've never come across this before. The minus 110 points. Hooking squashed
Wow,
on Jack.
wow. Wow, wow, that is incredible. If Jack Reed spot this move, the manners to squashed would score exceedingly well. And would we be seeing Jack Reed cashing on that spot? We're seeing him taking his time. I feel like Vimanas is one of those moves that the moment you see it, there is no way you're like overthinking the move or like looking at somewhere else in the board saying if you like have a better player. I know that yes, these are master players and I'm sure they are not psyched by plays like this, but Vimanas just scores so well and it's such an incredible play that I think the moment Jack Reed sees this, is going to play it. But the longer he spends, the more I doubt if he's going to play this. But we see he has arranged um, separated tiles and not bringing them together to form like a separate awarding rack. So a bit worried that he would miss this. But we see him going for Visa, I believe. And yes, this scores really well, but V Manners for 110 would have been a game changer. And I'm sure the osteoid hook to osteoids is a bit tempting, but right now the S hooking squashed has to be the most juiciest spot on the board. The V Manners miss might be painful later on, but let's see if Jack Reed would, really regret not seeing that move or would still be able to sneak out a win from Tachi Charles. We can see both players are tracking, analyzing the board, and we are getting into the end game where they have to be really, really careful.
Honestly, I feel like he might not, as soon as he, went into the bag and got the S, I feel like getting the S and then finding a four letter to play to hook squashed. I think as soon as he did that, I think he didn't um, think to look for a bingo.
Yes, yes, with V, M, and two A's. Thinking of a bingo on that turn would have to be, you knowing the word or you've seen it before and you're like very sure of it. But it's understandable. Visa there scored, quite well. And it's back to Tachi Charles to decide on this end game in what direction it's going to go. He has EDEEING, while Jackrid has MAWINTR. There are no tiles left in the bag. The scores are Jackrid 391 to Tachi's 379. I think this is going to be a very tricky end game for Tachi.
I think so too. I think so too. The game is too close. Like I said, this would be one of the games where until the game is over, you really cannot tell who is going to win.
Yes, indeed. If the scores are indeed correct, 391 for Jack Reed to Tachi's 379, then from my analysis here, Tachi can force a draw. All he needs to do is play GEED to the left hand side of root like hooking GOETEL and DI scoring with perfect play from both players. Charles is going to force a draw with that move. But we see him going for Drain, which, if you ask me, is a pretty human move. You just want to play out as many tiles as you can, and you're sure the E would finish on the board. But the downside is there is MAWR for 39 points or MAWN for 39 points available for Jack Reed on this turn next to the K and the E in root like forming MI, aka WEN, and that would score 39 points, which would be more than enough to win him the game, which is why GED in that spot for Tachi Charles was very, very crucial in that turn. Let's see if Jack can spot that sequence. One to note about this end game is if Charles had played GEED, it would have fallen on Jack Reed to spot MOWRA through the O in on roll for 35 points to draw the game. Now we are seeing him play MAW, but he needs to play MAWNR to win. MAWN or MAWR to win this game, and that's exactly what we see him do, dropping the N. Even though Charles is going to finish next turn, playing out this extra tile would secure Jakrit the win. All right, I think Jakrit is, looking through the move, making sure MAWN is the best he could do, and he goes ahead and, commits the move. Charles, with the E left on his rack, the best he could do is play Web and X, scoring 19 points. But when all is said and done, Jakrit wins this game 430 to Tachi's 48. All right, the game has come to a close, and both players are probably, analyzing the game and seeing whatever they could have missed. So, what do you think was the turning point for this game? All right, I think you might be having technical issues again, but if you can hear me, I was asking, what do you think was the turning point in this game for both players?
All right, so I think that if the first phony, was not played earlier on in the game, um, Charles might have had, a shot at winning, because losing a turn is very, very paramount in the game of Scrabble. Yes, the game was very, very, very close. Although it could have been sealed if the bingo was not missed. That's for Jakrit.
Yes, you're right. The manners when you played Peter would have secured the win 100% and would have left no chance for Tachi to maybe force a draw later on. But I think we saw a very, very interesting game right from the start. Tachi tried the word feculate, thinking, oh, maybe this was valid, but we saw that successfully challenged off. And later on, Lactin was played as late, I believe, was um, available on that, but Latin was playing instead, and we saw really impressive plays after that. Davids came with Roots like, he came with Quashed, and later on, the Visa pushed him back into the game, even though Oistioid was played by Charles just to move before scoring 86. Also, it's worth mentioning the Angora's miss at first, where Charles played Agitan without the S, but the word there is Agitans. It's not valid without the S, which is, it's a mistake anyone can make if you are sure of Agitans. So I think this was a very interesting matchup, and it was really fun to see these players talk it out.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It was a really fun game to watch, and I learned